of Nikola Topic, Dylan Jones, AJ Mitchell, and then along with Thunder Executive Vice President and General Manager Sam Presti.
It's a tremendous honor for us, and we're really excited to welcome our new players to the community. We're really excited to welcome their families, their friends, their representation, everybody that's had a huge influence on their lives to get to this point. Nikola, Dylan, and AJ all come from different places. They have traveled different paths, but now, as we get to this point in their careers, they also know that this is just the beginning. And for that beginning to take place in Oklahoma City with the Thunder gives us tremendous honor. It also is a responsibility for us. We take that very seriously. And I'm truly excited to see how they work and develop and pursue their potential with Mark, the rest of our coaching staff, and our entire organization as we commit with them to finding the best versions of themselves. And I think they're going to be impactful people and players for Oklahoma City and the Thunder for many years to come. So with that, if we could welcome them one more time. And any questions that everybody has.
Andrew Schleich with The Athletic. Nikola, this question is for you. Just what have you learned about the Thunder and how the process they went through with Chet, and just your confidence level of entering this year and not being able to play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really grateful that I'm here with this great organization. I heard many good things about them from their past player, Vasilij Micic. We talked a lot, and he told me just only the best things about these organizations, and I'm really grateful that they have experience with Chet, who didn't play his first year, so we assume that that will be the case with me. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I'll try my best to do my best and to be the best version of myself.
Joel Lorenzi with the Oklahoma back here. Nikola, this is for you. I saw that you visited the arena yesterday. Just since you've been here, and that experience specifically, just what have you seen from everything you've just taken in since being here?
Yeah, I've been to arena. I haven't visited the city yet, but I'm looking forward to it and to see, to explore the city's restaurants and everything about it. Arena is amazing. I mean, locker rooms, offices, gym, lift, weight room. I mean, it's just incredible, and we don't have that in Europe. So, as I said before, I'm really grateful that I'm here, and really it's probably the best organization I've been to.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman, for AJ and Dylan, you guys are both throwbacks in a way, in that you spent 3 and 4 years at your respective mid-majors. What kind of, talk about that commitment, and also, you know, maybe, I'm sure you had offers to go to maybe bigger schools. Like, why did you want to stay at each of your respective schools?
I think for me it was just loyalty. Santa Barbara was the first school to believe in me. I started talking to them when I was 16 and always felt like I wanted to give back to them. So every year have the same mentality of getting better as a person, getting better as a player, and like trusting them because they believed in me.
Yeah, I'm similar to AJ. I think for me, it was just all about the different things that I valued when I decided to make the decision to go to college and go to Weber. So as things was happening and unfolding for me, you know, I didn't, you know, move off my square of that. You know, it could have been very easy of me to, you know, do things differently when the opportunities presented itself. But, you know, when I chose to go to college, I wanted to be in a good situation, good school, you know, focus on player development. And, you know, if I did that, I'll be right where I want to be. And as that was unfolding, I didn't, you know, move off that, you know, when it could have been very easy to. So, you know, I valued that, and I thought that was important, so that's what I did.
And just to follow up, Sam, I know you've drafted, you know, guys that have gone one and done or who have transferred, but their path specifically, like, do you kind of learn anything about a prospect for a guy who sticks it out at a mid-major for that long?
Sure. I think we've said this for many years, and sitting at this table for each draft, we always talk about the fact that we draft people before we draft players. And every single person has their own path, as I was alluding to earlier. They have their own journey, their own experiences. They've had to make their own choices. No one's the same. I think the consistency of those choices tells you a lot about the individuals. I don't think there's one way to do it, but certainly with these two guys, they've been very focused. I think they've been very diligent. They have made like steady progress in each place. I don't know if that progress would have been as steady if they were bouncing around all the time. And so I think the biggest commonality with both of these individuals is they have great maturity, and they have great focus. And I think they said before, like, they have the ability to stick with things, even, you know, in the good and the bad, which are good signs in terms of just people in general.
This is for Dylan and AJ. What particular skills, the fact that you did spend so much time in college, what skills do you think you improved on from your freshman to where you are now that got you to this point that you think impressed the Thunder and other NBA teams?
I think for me, just developing my IQ and playmaking. I think also getting stronger. I think as a freshman, I was 170 pounds, and then every year getting stronger and bigger, and being now at 200, I think that was a big jump. But then on the basketball court, it was definitely just playmaking, being able to make plays for myself, for my teammates, and making the right read.
Yeah, for me, you know, going through, you know, at Weber, and that progress like Sam spoke on, I think I was able to learn, you know, like being a guy at Weber taught me, like, when I'm in a situation like this is what the guy will need, you know, and I think that perspective was everything. And I learned that, you know, through my time at Weber, you know, being held accountable and things like that. I think that's way more important than, you know, how much I got better as a passer or shooter or whatever, you know, and the fact that I had to be held accountable to the level I was because of where my team needed to be, I think that's what's gonna help me be more successful, you know, and like I like to tell people, like, you know, being a guy made me know what the guy will need from me. So, you know, playing on a team with great players, I think that's what I learned the most, and I'm ready to add that.
To all three of you, would you just share with us what your impressions are of this Thunder team? I don't know how readily available Thunder broadcasts are in Europe, but for all three of you, if you've had a chance to watch this team and now sort of thinking how you might fit within this roster of players.
So yeah, a few guys from the team, they sent me messages, welcome messages, and I mean that means a lot to me, and that just showed how great they are, not just on basketball court and off. And we're really excited to play with them. They're all very young and very perspective, so I think all three of us can add to it and can translate our game so we can all be better, and we'll give our best.
Watched a lot of Thunder games, just a fan of the NBA in general. You know, a young, exciting team that's, you know, still just finding themselves. And for me, it's just all about, you know, being a sponge any way I can be, and just, you know, taking direction from the coaches and whoever else, and just trying to, you know, put my best foot forward in that, whatever they may need me to do.
Dylan.
I think for me, just seeing the team on, but also off the court, how close they are, I think that struck me, and I think that's really important. I think I want to be part of a family, so seeing that was really nice, and I think that's one of the best things here.
Dylan, back here, I just wonder if you could describe your journey to this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a journey that, you know, a long road traveled. Grew up, you know, in certain situations, and, you know, single parent house home, and, you know, but, you know, we was one of those families, like, we didn't know we were poor in a way. You know, we just had so much fun with each other, and what the game brought us was more powerful than anything that money could give us. So when I got to Weber, them were the times that really made me kind of be who I was as a player. You know, as a freshman, I didn't start. I only started 2 games, you know, and growing up and just being able to continue every year to take it up a level, you know, keep learning, keep growing. that was like the journey in a way. And it's helped me. It's helped me be a good person, good player, and it's going to continue to help me. And as long as I stay true to that and don't forget those things and keep that perspective, it'll help me be a good player. And yeah, I'm just excited to try to embark on that and run with this new challenge.
Hi, I'm Gracie Rawlings with the Oklahoman, and my question's for you, Dylan. You went to the Combine last year and kind of, decided to go back to Weber. What did that year kind of do for you, like full circle, to kind of get drafted in the first round?
It did a lot. You grow up wanting to play in the NBA as your goal for forever, and for me, that was the closest I ever had been at the Combine last year. I was in the jersey with the logos in it. I was doing workouts, and it was, everything you wish for. And I turned it down. And it was, at the time, it was like the toughest thing I've ever done. But, I think, talking to my brother and things like that, I knew what it would do for me. I would do anything it took to get back in that situation. And I think that was the most important part. My brother told me something that really made my decision last year. He was just like, you could probably run up and down the court and, be in the NBA and just say you in it, but like, what does that do for you? And your goal shouldn't be to make it. He kind of switched my perspective as I was going through it. He was like, your goal shouldn't be to make it, your goal should be to stay. And I think going back to school and learning another year and, igniting that fire of me looking my dreams in my face and then having to take the step back and, do what was best for me, it created a different person. I don't know how else to put it. And I think that's the biggest thing it did for me, and I think it just worked out how it was supposed to.
Yeah, Andrew Schlecht with The Athletic. Dylan, can you tell us a little bit about how you see your game fitting with this group? You have a pretty unusual game for a player your size.
For me, it's just about, learning from the coaches, being in a situation and just doing whatever they need me to do. That's how I fit. It's that simple. Watching them, they play an unorthodox style in a lot of ways, and for me as a player, that's an unorthodox player. I guess you can say that fits like a hand in a glove. So, whatever they need me to do, I'll be ready to do it, and I'll be ready.
Daniel Bell, BSO. This is for you, AJ. This team has had a lot of success recently with second-round picks, undrafted guys, and them finding success in the NBA. I just want to know how much confidence that gives you that this is the place that you landed with a team that has that much success.
No, I'm really excited. I think this team has done it before with players in my position, so really excited to be in this position, and being able to be in this organization is a blessing for me. So it's all about just working hard, doing my part, and being ready at any time. But I'm really excited to be in this position.
No other questions from media? Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Holden Gruzmark, KFOR. For all three of you, I feel like maybe Thunder fans aren't super familiar with a lot of your games. What's one thing about it, you as a player, that you think will really stand out to fans?
For me, I'm just that I'll play hard, give my 150% for every ball, every possession, every defense, and just do my best to win.
I think my toughness and my ability to just go through anything, and the things that seem hard for people that don't want to do those things, those are the things I love to do. So whatever that may be, that's just kind of how I would describe myself.
I would say just competitiveness, both ends of the floor, fighting for every ball, and then just using my IQ on both ends too, and making the right plays, smart plays.
Sam, you've talked a lot about how height doesn't necessarily depict defense and effectiveness does. How do you think that Dylan ranges defensively and kind of scales up on that area?
Well, I mean, he's a unique player, obviously, to be able to do a lot of the things that he does. But one of the things about him is he's 6'6", he has a 6'11" wingspan. And that's helped him become, an elite rebounder for consecutive years in college. And, he has a physicality to his game. So, again, I think the way to look at all of the additions to the team are not just to look at them in singularity, like in his individuals, because that's not how a team works. So you have to look at what we're adding to the existing team and how that layers and interacts and can counterbalance a lot of different things. So having someone with that that size and length, and I think one of the common themes with all three of the guys that are sitting here, and we talked about this after the draft, is they really think the game. They've got good anticipation skills. They process things quickly. That's the reason why they've gotten to this point. And you combine that with some of the physical traits I described with Dylan, and it's definitely part of why he's been so good on the board and the ability to make decisions with his height as well. That would be the case with the other guys as well.
AJ, obviously you're super impressive with the ball in your hands, navigate pick and roll very well. You've talked about your IQ. Also a good three-point shooter. I think 75-80% of your made threes in college were assisted on, which would lend to believe you could play off ball as well in the NBA. Can you just talk about how you think you would fit in both guard positions at this level?
Yeah, no, I think for me it'll be really, really interesting and really fun. I think being able to be on the ball but also off the ball. I think especially coming into the NBA, you're going to be a lot off the ball as a young guy. And being able to make the best decisions off the ball, being able to read defenses off the ball is going to be really important for me. And really excited to see how that goes. But it's going to be fun.
Hey, Sam, could you just talk a little bit about the efforts to get the last two guys sitting at the table? You made some deals, packaged some stuff, just the desire to get in those spots to get those two guys.
Sure. You know, throughout time here, you know, we've always done everything we can to move up the draft. That's something we've done every year. So, you know, if we're picking 12, we try to get to 11. We try to get to 10. If we're picking, you know, in some cases, we didn't have picks. We're trying to get in the draft and then see if we can work our way up, just because we really try to follow the board the best that we can. With respect to this particular year, we have such a talented group of people that work, you know, that I have the privilege of working with, that are very creative and very thoughtful. I mean, there's like 10 people that go into the decisions to get into these positions to select the players. And you have a group of people that I heavily rely on that are focused on personnel. So you kind of take all these different skills and talents, combine them together, and you kind of get a bit of a strategy as to how we do that. But you try, and in this case, we were successful both times. There have been a lot of times where we've tried and we haven't been successful, but these situations have worked out for us. The players that we wanted were there, and I'm really excited about it, you know. But philosophically, we're always trying to maneuver and move ourselves up there, and some years are different than others.
Nicola back here. I just want to ask a question. You mentioned with Chet just sort of some of the encouragement that you get of like he's been through a similar situation. Have you had the chance to talk to him or Nick Collison, who used to play here, who's part of the organization, who went through something like that as well?
Not yet, but I'm sure in the next few days I'll be able to talk to them both.
Yeah, Chet's actually coming back for when we begin summer league practice. He's going to be in for some of that, so I think those guys are going to have a chance to spend some time together at that point in time. And as I said earlier, there's so many things that I think can be helpful during this upcoming year for Nicola that will make him a better player. And also, just being around the team is going to be a big thing for him, because it's going to be a big adjustment. So getting those things in place, getting comfortable in the environment, obviously it's a big transition just culturally. That's going to be massive. And then we'll have an opportunity to work on a lot of different things that we wouldn't be able to if he was in season. So we're going to really attack that. We have a little bit of a roadmap. We have some people that, as you mentioned, have experience with that. So I think he'll be in great hands.